Hey everybody, and welcome back to my gardens. My name is Elizabeth and I'm located in Northeast Arkansas in Zone 7. I just finished my morning walk. It's a really beautiful like gray overcast day here. It just feels divine. But anyway, so I wanted to give you guys a weekly garden tour. I just got back in town from being out of town for a week for a work trip in Arizona. So that was fun. I posted some cool things on Instagram with like the scenery and stuff we were doing out there. The company I was out there with is one of my clients, and we had a pickleball tournament. But anyways, so while I was gone, we got not a lot of rain, but I did get a lot of things put in the garden right before I left that you guys have not seen. Now they've settled in for about a week. We've not had rain, so I'm actually, as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm gonna water everything really good. They were calling for rain last night, but you guys, we got less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. So it's like, that's not good enough. So we're gonna do that. But things look so happy. Like when everything is overcast, it's almost like that golden hour where like the lighting is just so pleasing for plants. And we got a tree limb that fell in the yard. Cats are playing with it. They're so cute. But anyways, look at this wormwood. It's like it looks blue. It's so happy. Mercy. And then there's how the wisteria is doing. It'll just be green like that the rest of the year. But the orchard is like looking so cute. Like you can actually see the plants out there. So there's one tree. There's one. We've got our tiny little, you see the little pink tags. That's our hazelnut shrubs. And then we've got this tree and this tree. So we'll go a little closer, but I really just wanted to show you like how beautiful it is when the grass comes in and my husband keeps it mowed. It's just so beautiful back here. That's why we wanted this spot to be the orchard. Plus the sunset's over there. It's lovely. We're soon actually going to build something right here in this area. This is like the top of the hill right behind me. And we're going to put in, I've got these like hanging hammock chairs I bought a couple years ago when we lived over at the other house, and we had them hanging in a pergola. We love them. The kids love them. They're like so cozy, vibey. It's like being in a rocking chair, but better. The gnats are out. It's gnat season, so I'm going to have to keep moving. You get still and they literally attack you. Ugh. Gnat season is like a few weeks, twice a year here in Arkansas, and it's just not fun to be still when that's happening. Anyway, so up here we're going to do, my husband's going to build like some kind of like a swing frame, and we're going to hang our two hammock chairs here where we can look out at our orchard. Anyways, that's fun. That's going to happen soon. Let me show you these trees really quick. In the last tour, these two had fallen over. They're fine now, but look at that. Look how cute they are. Oh, they've all leafed out. Really cute. Be glad when these rut marks are filled in. We had one of our adult kids drove his small SUV down there to refill the deer feeder and got stuck. Had to be pulled out. That's no fun. Kids don't understand that us fuddy-duddy adults don't like ruts in our yard. Anyways, here's the other two. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. I'm not going to I don't want to show you everything I did in that last video. It was like 47 minutes long. But we're going to hit the highlights. Look at the fire maple. Fully leafed out. She's doing great. Mimosa. Leafing out. Happy. Chinese pistachio. And then look at this blueberry. Ooh, with all her little buds. She is getting ready. Raspberry is growing. There's nothing really alive in this side. I'm going to put a blackberry there. All right. Oh, let me jaunt over here, show you a few things on this side. We'll see, and then we come over here, then we just got so much more to see. So we will try and make it snappy. We've had the hammock down here because we've had so much wind lately. But there's the banana trees. See all three of them? Glad to finally get them in. Maple says hi. And then almost all of our roses are budding up. It's like so rewarding. Okay, hibiscus, not doing much right now. But these are my favorite roses. Look at this. Oh, she's starting. She's starting. So beautiful. Panicle hydrangea leaf back out. Look at all these buds. What you barking at? Oh, car. Anyways, just buds galore. This one is like a whitish, pinkish. These two smell so wonderful. I think I need to trim this. It's kind of weird. Those are glads that just popped back up. I also have a perennial hibiscus over here. I need to clean up this area. Probably do that when I work on the pool, which I'm going to do this week because we have a daughter turning 17 in early May, and she wants a pool party, even though it's going to be cold. But I said, okay, well, we'll do it. Okay, I wanted to show you this peach tree. We put it in last year. It was already, I think, maybe 4 years old when we put it in, so I paid a pretty penny for it, but it was well worth it. Where are you? I saw some buds on this. Where'd you go? Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding from me? My husband's like, you can't keep that there. It's going to keep getting twisted up. And I'm like, that's okay. Yes, I can, because it makes me happy. Okay, well, I'm not finding it, so maybe in the next video, I will find them and show you. We were out here inspecting a lot of our fruit trees the other day. This is a new one, doing good. And then the pomegranate and the fig, still doing good. These are the two fruit trees we've had forever. That's my cousin over there. I don't know what he's doing. Probably gonna go fix something. That's his field next door. This one, what is this one? This one had buds all over it. I looked at it with my husband right before I went out of town. This looks like, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. There's one. Oh my gosh, and then there's these. And then they look like little grapes. Ooh, little grapes. Is that pear? That's not pear. Plums. I think this is a plum tree. Yeah, I think so. And then this is the pear tree. It's hard to remember because we've never gotten any fruit off of these trees. The fruit falls. Yeah, so see, this one is more behind. Look how tiny they are. But the fact that it even puts on is amazing. It's just got little clusters everywhere. These trees were really neglected by my husband. Oh, let me show you this. Always so much to show you. Okay, so this is the old chicken coop, orchard, berry beds. These are our woods back here. There used to be a fence. You can tell from right here that went all the way across. I think my husband said maybe to there. Mabel, no. Stop that. She's digging holes in my yard. Anyway, parts of the fence still exist here. This is honeysuckle vine that has grown on everything in here. This is actually a tree. This is a post oak tree with honeysuckle strangling it. We probably need to get that out. But anyways, we just let it sprout because we love honeysuckle. But this is where it ends. But look at all the wildflowers blooming in the woods. Oh, I love it. So beautiful. All right. So if I can keep this all in one clip, then I'll have a better idea of like if it's getting too long. So let's see. Oh, this was a fun development. Okay, so I don't think I showed you much in this newer bed in that last video. I showed you some, but not a lot. So this is a project I've still got to work on. I've got to mulch this half. Just got more mulch, so I'm going to work on that off camera in the next few days. Look at this guy. I love this. Weeping Blue Atlas Cedar. I love this Blue Atlas Cedar. And it is going to pop so hard when there's brown mulch there. This is a panicle hydrangea. This is a wild rose. Wasn't a fan of its structure. We had it over by the front porch. But it gets so wild. And I was like, well, it's a reliable bloomer. It doesn't smell great, but I'll just stick it over here. And it's doing good. This is a prickly pear pad I ordered on Amazon or Etsy last year. And it finally rooted itself. You can see I planted, I filmed a reel about this. I planted it just at the soil surface and then filled it with rocks from our gravel road here just to keep its feet up out of water because we get so much rain here. And these do grow wild in some places here where it's a little higher elevation. It's more up into the Ozarks where it's really rocky. And I think having that rocky soil allows all that rain to run away from its roots so it doesn't get like really drowned out because cactus don't love rain. obviously. But anyways, it's doing well because it's putting on pads. Love this guy. Glad I still have tags on some of these because I literally, Leland cypress. Yeah, this guy, he's going to be a big old guy over here when he gets really grown in. These are glads I've always had in front of the gas tank. This is a cousin to honeysuckle. Like, I literally bought it at Tractor Supply as a bare root plant. It said honeysuckle, but then once it began growing, it's a hardwood. It's not a vine, it's a tree. So, but it does flower just like the honeysuckle flower. Oh, cool. Here's some I can show you. See? Beautiful. But it does not smell like honeysuckle. It's like a fake look-alike, but a tree. So anyways, we're cool with that. Fennel over here. Not fennel. I always want to call that fennel. What is that? Yarrow. I always second guess myself. It's yarrow. Got it in lots of places. Japanese maple looking ever so lovely. Then we've got a rose here that I cut back. This is a stripy grass. Fine, these are starting to come back. These two were a lot bigger. Can't remember what that's called. Oh, and I did direct sow some seeds in here, so I need to be careful with where I walk. But here's another blue atlas cedar variety, but it is a low mounding shrub. Love it. And see, I also need to finish the mulch there, so you can see kind of where I got to. Here's another lovely evergreen. Love it. Another grass, my Arkansas black apple tree. Man, if she really like leaves out and comes into her own this year, I'm gonna be so stoked. She's been so behind. This is a Rose of Sharon, cousin to a perennial hibiscus, and it struggled where it was, and it was half the size when I put it here last year. She's finally really maturing. These guys get to be 10 feet tall, but this year, if she just grows a little more and flowers a lot, I'll be stoked because she didn't flower much last year. All throughout this front bed here, my husband says this is his favorite one I've ever put in. We've got boxwoods, monkey grass, butterfly bush, knockout roses I got from my mom's old house a couple years ago. Put them in the landscape here. And they're all doing just really lovely. I have lots of things going on in this corner. These are all lilies, a couple of different varieties. Pretty sure this right here is a weed, so I need to get in here, do my spring work. I have not pruned or like weeded anything. My husband came through with a weed eater and knocked some things down, but I need to get in there and hand pull stuff. This is a monkey grass, a grass variety that was there intentionally. This is my Colorado blue spruce. I put here temporarily. I need to move him. When I put him there, this bed didn't exist. So I think I need to locate him over there somewhere. He's not grown much in size at all, and I don't know why. This is a perennial flower. These are weeds back here. This is a perennial flower I started by seed over there. Took them 2 years to ever get to be this big, and they never flowered. The dog goes off the side of the porch here and goes on the other side of this lily. So no matter what I put there, she just is going to do that. So what I did, those flowers were right here. So I just moved them, put these little, it's like, okay, this is a walkway. Not going to plant here anymore. I've got a little heuchera there. This is a little evergreen shrub. These grow so slow. But the rest of this in here is weeds. Need to clean this up. And we've got hostas, succulents, lemon balm, rose, azalea, another flower. I can't think of what it is. And then these are all weeds in here. So this is going to be a really big project. Well, not a big project, but a focus for me this next week. Anyways, look at this rose. Ah! This rose and this rose I put in late summer or fall of last year. They never even got this big, but they did flower a little bit. Now they're busting out in growth. Look at these succulents. I love them, especially when they crawl over the side. These are weeds. But anyways, this one's budding up. I can't remember what color it is. One of these, I think this one might be the lavender. I bought an actual lavender rose last year, and it only bloomed a little because I bought it late, but I loved it. This, oh my god, you guys, this just came in. Proven winners and Brex. Brex are bulbs. These are all plants I'm so excited about. These are some mums that I bought last fall for my stepdaughter's school project, and they bloomed and they were lovely, and I thought, well, let me see if I can just overwinter them in pots, and I don't think they're going to come back. We'll see. I just need to move them somewhere because they're ugly. But this spot has always been left empty because I want to put a tall, round evergreen in this spot, but one that doesn't get bigger than the porch line here. So So I need a very specific variety for this spot so it doesn't get too big and it can stay here forever. And there's two main nurseries that I go to a lot. Both have totally different vibes. They offer different selections. I love them both. And I know both of the owners, and they're amazing. So one owner who she carries a lot of proven winter, but she also carries more unique things, and she will order anything you want. The other nursery specifically does like a ton of wholesale stuff, like lots. She starts a lot of seeds herself for flowers and stuff. And she does a lot of fruit trees, so she doesn't have a ton of evergreen options. Anyway, so the evergreen, I want to go there. I talked to the other nursery owner about it last year. She was like, I know exactly what you need. Doesn't get taller than 7 feet, doesn't get bigger around than 2 or 3 feet. And I usually have them, but I'm out now, so she told me she would order some, let me know when they came in. That was last fall, and then it's just kind of gone by the wayside, but I know she carries them, so I will do that this year. I'll put that in there. And then this bed will be mostly complete. So this stuff right here, this is weeds, and these are very easy to pull. I just need to do it, probably do it today. But I put in this shrub last year, this little boxwood, so freaking adorable. And then this guy right here, so cute. It goes through like 3 different color changes. And then this is a dwarf grass. I need to cut back the old. My husband used that to hide Easter eggs in there the other day. But anyways, yeah. So then I will probably do like a petunia and a petunia in here. Just kind of fill this in because they sprawl so much. I do have things planted in here, but they've not come up yet. I think it's gladiolas and something else. I don't remember. But they're bulbs. And see, like all these little things right here, these are weeds. They're super easy to pull. This is a mini rose, like a drift rose. First one like that I ever had, but she's doing really well. This is a beautiful flower. Randomly popped up down there. I don't even know what it is. It looks like a clematis, but I don't think I put that there. But anyways, here's our evergreen, filling out this corner nicely. This is something new you guys haven't seen. I got a yellow lantana. Put that in right before I went out of town. So I'm doing nothing here. This came out of the holly bushes. These little sticks right here, these are all Mexican petunias that perennialize for me. And they will fill in this whole spot. So I always leave that empty, but they're late to start. I'm not going to go over this area really extensively. I showed it in the last video. We've got dill, evergreen, daisy. I pulled those weeds. This rose is finally coming to life. Again, we're not sure what color it's going to be, but we're here for it. Eucalyptus. And then this other rose. Look how slow it's growing, but it's budding up. This is exactly what it's done in years past. And it's just slow and kind of sad. My baby's being so cute. So I'd mentioned in previous videos that we had a weed tree right here. My husband was going to take it down. After we'd left it for several years, I loved it because it created this shade area right here and like this canopy you would walk under. But then we discovered it was a walnut tree and they get really big. So my husband took that down while I was out of town. I was kind of sad. But anyway, so now it's just the hollies. I put in this before I went out of town. This is another drift rose. This one is popcorn drift, and she told me it smells amazing. So you can see it's kind of like beat down from the rain. But all the little tiny little buds are so cute. So anyways, this will just get like 2 by 2. So I had mentioned that in the previous video that I want to start filling in along these hollies. This is Jacob's ladder, like I put in over at my mom's house. And it's almost full grown, but I absolutely love this. I love this periwinkle color against the brown mulch. It is lovely. What else? Not a lot going on in these beds. I am still working on filling the soil and redoing the mulch. And I'll probably work on that this week off camera. This is the jasmine. Yeah. Starting to grow. Just have to keep putting it in there. And then this is the gardenia. Oh wow, and I've got a hosta back there. I always forget about that guy. I should move him. Maybe pull him out here or something. This is another new one I put in before I went out of town. I don't remember what this one is called. I got it when I was getting plants with my mom. This is broken, probably from the dog. But anyways, it's lovely. I think maybe it'll get like a 2 by 2. But that orange contrast against this shrub is really lovely. And then over here, is another drift rose, which looks like it is struggling. Look at all the yellow leaves. This one is peach drift. So maybe it needs water. We'll see. I'm about to start my fertilizer schedule. Oh, really soon. Here's how these succulents are doing, which I don't know if I even showed you that. These all went in after I last showed you this bed. Look at this. This is all tomato seedlings, because this is my tomato bed last year. But none of the varieties we grew in this bed did we love. These were all experimental varieties I did for fun. So it was like 6 or 7 different kinds. So I don't want any of those to live. But it's like cool that you're coming back. Neato. These are succulents. These are radishes, hosta, lilies. Oh, and my one plant, looks like the cats have been messing with my tags. This little guy. I need to move him. And I've mentioned that several times. I should just do it. Where's your root end, buddy? Okay. This is fennel. But it just, these bulbs came up after I planted it. And I was like, oh, oops, there's bulbs there. I keep meaning to do that and forgetting. I'll water that in really good as soon as I'm done with this video. Anyways, he'll get big. I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. So remember, this is my husband's lawnmower cover. When we get so much wind, stuff just gets moved all around. There's all my mulch. Maple, stop it. He don't want to play with you. Anyways, I had mentioned that I put in something here, and I was like, oh, where's my tag? And what is this? Oh, that's the gardenia over by the AC unit. Anyways, this is a... Oh my gosh, now I'm going to forget again, Maple. I'm going to forget. Oh, look how cute you are. Anyways, I don't want to stand here and think about it too long. There's another hosta coming back. It's a different variety. Lovely. What can I show you without this being too long? Oh, I did want to show you. Okay, so this is a mint. Just a regular mint. And then, gosh, look at how much my mulch is messed up here. This is a chocolate mint, which is so happy. And then I started seeds in all these containers, and I did not label them because I made a note in my phone, so I don't remember what they are. This looks like a nasturtium. This is several different things. And then you come over here, and I did the same thing here. Look how cute. So all these pots have at least 2 varieties in them. This is zinnias. I think it's 2 different colors of zinnias. But anyway, so that is so fun to see that germination when you put such a little effort into something. And it's just doing so well. These are working on coming back to life. Citrus is okay. See this, I talked about this in that last video. Just stepped on my blackberry. This is the blackberry, and I just don't know if it's going to survive. But this type of hibiscus, this is old wood. This is new wood. It puts on a soft wood, and so it should be pruned to the ground. But how I prune this one is fine. And you can see, here's its new things, and this guy will get huge. Looks like there's lots of bugs in there. What is that I'm seeing? Maybe it's just spots. But anyway, this one will be the same way. But see, I didn't prune it near enough. Actually, I probably didn't prune it at all. So I need to go back and do that. You can see the new growth coming in. I just need to get them all out of the way. Oh, look. Citrus tree is flowering. Okay, so I put the fennel seeds in here, and there's nothing to show for that yet. But it's an herb. Some of those tiny herbs just take forever to germinate. We do have some flowers coming up here. I did zinnias here. Texas blue bonnet. You can see one starting right there. And then over here, there's a big difference over here. There's zinnias all planted in here, and you can see they're coming up. The succulent's coming back. There's another prickly pear pad. The morning glories I seeded in these containers are all coming up. And look at my potatoes. Ooh, they're doing good. That's exciting. And then in this bed here, I did borage in the middle and sweet peas all ringed around the edge. And I think this is a weed. And once these, this is all the stuff that comes out of the trees. Once these start to get better, I will just pick one borage to leave in the center. That'll be fun. Trying to think of what else. There's not a lot of action in these raised beds. I'm just glad when they survive. It's garlic, onions, and brassicas. This head lettuce is like surviving, but man, it looks rough. And still got just the one celery. And then this succulent in this container is doing well. This is literally a weed. I leave it because it's green. And then all of the, look at these hollyhocks, man, they're really growing. I'm going to have to move this because look at this guy coming up right next to it. This is like right outside my bedroom window where I sit and work all the time. So this would be lovely, but this is here so I can watch the birds. So I need to move this guy. But yeah, these are all, this is 4 years old, 3 years old, 2 years old. So these will flower this year. This one might be 5 or it might be 1 year old and not flower this year because they just keep seeding themselves. I've got hostas in that container and that one. I need to move these. Oh, and I told you in that last video that I planted glads and elephant ear in here. And look at, you can see them coming up. Ah, so fun. So fun. Elephant ears are later to come up. They really like it to be warmer outside. Just loving this view, especially it's overcast. Everything is just so pretty. Look at the cats hanging out on the step. Oh, and when I was out of town, my husband cleaned this door for me. He got rid of the algae. He just did a bleach water solution and sprayed it instead of power washing it. So that's nice. In the greenhouse here, we've got things growing. I went through and already thinned the seedlings last night because these I so heavy. So these had 4 to 5 in each cell. So as I went through and I did all that, these are almost all tomatoes and peppers. And then over here, we've got some herbs that have not come up. Oh, this might be trying to come up. Look at that. Look how tiny that is. This is that toothache plant. It's really unique looking, but it's also medicinal. You can chew on the flowers, and it's an analgesic properties, however you say that. Anyways, sugar snap peas for actual eating back here. These are kind of starting. The pumpkins here are doing good. I just need to find somewhere to put those. And then we've not had hardly any germination over here. I think that's it. I think I managed to show you guys everything. Did I? Let me think. Yeah, because we went by the deck and I showed you the orchard. The big garden out here in the ground is, we're not doing anything with just yet. We're getting ready, but this is what it looks like. It's been plowed and fertilized. And so that's the big thing, is getting it fertilized. And then we just wait and let it like get some air and be open and stuff. And then we won't plow it again until it's about time to plant, which is early May for us. This video is probably going to be up a little bit behind because I'm trying to stay on a schedule. So yeah, but when we do eventually plant out there, we'll probably do a video bringing you guys along. We're probably going to have to buy some tomatoes because ours are so behind, but we'll see. Ours are the variety we really want to grow. And that's kind of what we run into every year, is I start them late, or I start them when I should, but they grow slower than I expect. And then by the time it's time to plant, they're either like this big or maybe a little bit bigger. And so we get them in the ground when the weather's right, but they're just so far behind. They take forever to start doing anything, and we don't get tomatoes until August. That's pretty normal for us, but also like we would just love to have tomatoes a lot sooner. So we usually end up putting in some of ours and going and buying plant starts that are a foot or two tall, either from a nursery or a big box store, but they end up being varieties that we just don't love because that's what it is. You have a limited selection, and we take gardening notes every year. Notes as to what performs well in our area and what, you know, didn't get diseases and was drought tolerant and things like that. And so we have a list of about 4 different varieties that we really love and prefer. And so that's what we've started seeds for. But anyways, so thought I would show you guys all this. It's so exciting, obviously, so many wonderful things happening. in the next week, before I film another tour, they're calling for a lot of rain, so plants may just blow up. That'll be great. I'm gonna be fertilizing everything here really soon, so we'll probably see some growth for that. I also have all those plants in the boxes that just came in that I told you about. I'm going to get in before the next one. A lot of those are live plants. The Brex bulbs are obviously bulbs. And on top of those, I have all the ones left after I planted at my mom's, which I have hollyhocks of 4 different colors, which is awesome because all mine are black. So hollyhocks, and then I have dwarf glads, dwarf cannas, and then everything else that just came in, which I don't remember what they are. Anyway, I'm going to try to get all that in this next week. I want to put the pressure on myself to get the soil done and the mulch done and all of that, so I can kind of ease into the spring, because I'm really bad about having ongoing projects all year long, and then gardening gets to be exhausting and less fun. And I would rather it be like weeding and maintenance and weekly garden tours, and like how great would that be? So that's my plan. So hopefully in next week's video, you will see a lot of changes. If you're still here, thank you for watching. You guys are the real ones. If you're watching to the end, you must love plants as much as I do. And yeah, and I'm going to get my weeding done. Don't have to remind me about that. So anyways, make sure you're subscribed so you'll see next week's video and all the new plant babies. And I might do like a little quick unboxing for a reel. So make sure you check those out for like a short. And anyways, I will see you guys next week.